All right, Shalom, your brother Shamar from Phoenix. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, QUADASH. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity. And real quick, want to get into is at this upcoming holiday, 4th of July, which is gonna be tomorrow, and how you Jakes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the majority of you Jakes are gonna be out there celebrating that bullshit, man. You're gonna be out there looking at the fucking fireworks and burning fucking hot dogs or whatever the fuck that is that they do. Because that's what Esau taught you, man. Being the so-called white man. But what you gotta realize is that 4th of July, it got nothing to do with you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That 4th of July is is celebrated in victory of your downfall, man. And you Jakes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're still stupid enough and dumb enough to think that this white man has accepted you. And when history proves that he never did accept you, man. He just tolerates you because you're a good slave. And I'm gonna bring out a couple articles, and then I'm gonna bring out a few scriptures, to wrap up, to bring up this lesson, man. This article right here is called "The Dilemma of the 4th of July," and basically what it goes into about how this Native American man is a Navajo. He went into a restaurant, and then on the restaurant, you know, there was a poster of the Declaration of Independence, and the thing about it is that he picked out was that Declaration of Independence, which is what they celebrate on the 4th of July, which is what they hold dear to, the Constitution. That's their golden script, so to speak. Because that's what they say they believe in. And that's what they say they fight and die for the Constitution of the United States. And that's what so-called the 4th of July is all about, the independence of America from Britain. But what you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans don't know is that within that Constitution, you Native Americans, you so-called Negroes, you so-called Native Americans are 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 counted as less than human in that document, man. I'm gonna read right here. I'm gonna get to the point. So basically, this Native American man was in this restaurant diner, and and on the wall there was a framed poster of the Declaration of Independence. And so I'm just gonna read a little part of it. It said, "The irony almost made me laugh. When our server, who was also native, came to the table, I asked if I could show him something. I then stood up and pointed out that 30 lines below the famous quote, 'All men are created equal.' The Declaration of Independence refers to natives as merciless Indian savages." So that's basically what they thought of you so-called Native Americans, man. So they didn't even think of you as human. You weren't part of that all men were created equal. You were a merciless Indian savage. So basically, you were worthy to be killed and destroyed. So you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that go out there and celebrate this abominational day, man, this day of wickedness. You're celebrating death and victory over your own people, because this day, that 4th of July, that day, it's for the pride of the so-called white man, for Esau Edom. And then when you continue down in the article, it shows you the actual Declaration of Independence, and it shows you where in the Declaration of Independence were the Native Americans called merciless Indian savages, man. So that's the history of that 4th of July. And I'm gonna get another article right here. This one's called "Independence Day is a celebration of American hypocrisy." So the 4th of July. I'm just gonna get down to the main point, and I'm gonna get to the main point of this article. It says right here, "Let's examine back in the 1770s. The American forefathers grew weary of British rule and control. Americans were tired of being taxed by the British without proper representation. On March 23, 1775, Patrick Henry gave a famous speech when he emphatically stated, 'Give me liberty or give me death.' On July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was adopted by the 13 colonies in America. So that's what they celebrating, man. That Declaration of Independence. That Constitution, so to speak. The author of the document, the Declaration of Independence was adopted by the 13 colonies in America. The author of the document, Thomas Jefferson, wrote the following: "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness." So that wasn't including you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That right to that so-called right, unalienable right, that pursue happiness, life, and liberty. It wasn't meant for you. You weren't part of that deal, man. Why? Because you weren't equal in the eyes of the so-called white man. All men are created equal. People who look like me were not considered human in this country. And in this article written by so-called black man, so-called African American, so-called Negro, read Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 3 of the United States Constitution. Those who look like me were considered as 3/5 of a human being. So you weren't even considered a few human being. You were basically the so-called white man, Esau Edom, the so-called forefathers of this country, which were nothing but warlocks and Freemasons. They consider you less than human, man. They consider you blacks and Native Americans less than human. They consider you savages. They consider you less than human, and it's written right there in your Constitution that they teach your children to pledge allegiance to the flag to, and they teach them this bullshit in schools that the Constitution says that all men are created equal. But the history of it is that it does not conclude. It does not conclude Jake. It does not conclude the so-called Salaki. It does not conclude the children of Israel, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're considered 3/5 of a human being. You're considered savages, or that's another way of saying not human, or not equal, or not equal to the so-called civilized white man. Therefore, it is reasonable to assert people of color were not intended to be included from the outset because they were too busy laboring in the fields without compensation as slaves. So those are two articles clearly showing and demonstrating that this 4th of July is victory over your defeat, victory over your death, victory over your enslavement. And the sad part is that through ignorance, a lot of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are gonna go out there and celebrate this bullshit, man. And with that, I'm gonna get a few scriptures. And I'm gonna to clarify my point. This is Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, the pride of thy mind has deceived thee." Who's this talking about? Obadiah is talking about Esau Edom. The book of Obadiah talks about Esau Edom, the so-called white man. The pride of the heart deceived thee, and what is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, going to celebrate? Tomorrow night, man. Today being July 3rd, tomorrow being July 4th, 2019. He's going to celebrate his pride, his American pride. He's going to celebrate his Independence Day. He's going to celebrate his Constitution. I'm gonna keep on going. The pride of their hearts deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. So that's basically referring to Esau's other nickname that he has, Caucasian, which means cave dweller, whose habitation is high. That says in his heart, "Who shall bring me down to the ground?" And that's America. That's right there talking about America. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Who is the ruler of America, man. "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou that set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, says the Most High." So that's what America does. He has exalted himself as the eagle. That can't be taken down. And what's the national symbol of America, man? The eagle. "And though thou set thy nest among the stars," and that means his pride reaches to the high heavens. And that also means the satellites that Esau Edom has up there. "Thence will I bring thee down, says the Most High. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how are they cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?" But Esau Edom doesn't do that, man. He takes and takes and takes and takes because he's evil and he's evil and he's greedy. And that's how we got this country that belonged to the Native Americans, man. Through what? Through greed, through genocide, through death, through destruction, through murder. And with that, I'm going to get Proverbs 16 and 18 because America is a proud place, and the scriptures tell you what happens to the proud, or what's going to happen to Esau, Edom. This is Proverbs 16:18. So America right now they're in a proud state. Everybody's just pumping their fist for Donald Trump. And they're proud to be an American. That's another song that they're gonna be probably playing tomorrow. That proud to be an American song, which is full of shit, man. Because the scripture tell you what's gonna happen to the proud, man. This is Proverbs 16:18. It says, "Pride goes before destruction." So the pride that America has right now is just a prelude to the destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. So pride goes before destruction. That's exactly what's coming to Esau, Edom, man. With that, I'm gonna get Jeremiah 49:11. This is Jeremiah 49:11 says, it's like that in it. Jeremiah 49:16 says, "Thy terribleness has deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock." Going back to Obadiah 1 and 3, Esau, Edom, "O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, thou holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, says the Most High. And Edom shall be a desolation." So that just tells you exactly and clearly who the scripture is talking about. Edom, the so-called white man, the so-called American. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goes by shall be astonished and shall hiss of the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Most High. No man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. So Sodom and Gomorrah was utterly destroyed, man. It was utterly destroyed through fire. Through fire, supernatural fire, man. Through pretty much a nuclear destruction, man. Just like it's gonna happen, in this day and age, when the Lord brings 200 million missiles to America, Babylon the Great. And with that, I'm gonna get Isaiah 47th chapter, that talks about the downfall of America, Esau, Edom. So America has nothing to be proud about. Yeah, well, I guess they're proud in their wickedness. They're proud in their and their in them being contrary to the Most High. They're proud in lies and murder and genocide. But what does the scripture say? Pride goes before destruction. This is Isaiah 47 chapter. I'll start at verse 7. "And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So thou shalt not lay these things to thy heart." So America's not thinking about themselves being destroyed. They're thinking they're going to continue on forever, man. They're thinking Lady Liberty is going to continue on forever. "Therefore, hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwell carelessly." So that's what America do. They're given to pleasures. They're given to folly. That's why they have all these holidays, man. So you can go and get drunk and get stupid and celebrate wickedness and evil. "Therefore, hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly." And America is full of folly. That's why you got these cables. This cable television when you was 400 fucking channels, man. You got fucking movies coming out all the time, music, video games, all this folly, all this is mindless bread and circus. Given to pleasures. It's a place given to pleasures, man. Sports, entertainment, all that shit, man. That just shows you, that just proves you through the scriptures that this is America, because this is a place that is given to pleasures. You got fast food restaurants all over the place. Everything's about entertainment. Everything's about entertainment in America, man. You live to be entertained. You go you that's the average citizen's whole purpose in life, man, is to be fucking entertained, to watch fucking a movie or a TV show or a video game or a baseball game or a football game, given to pleasures, man, because that's what America is. It's a place given to pleasures. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. So what do they always say, man? And I'm sure, pretty sure brothers heard this when you were growing up as a child. They told you that America is the greatest country on earth. I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children, because there's no war has ever come to America's shores. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in the perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantment. So the loss of children and widowhood. So man's gonna be killed. Man's gonna be killed by the Most High. And with that, I'm gonna get a Revelation. I think it's the 18th chapter. So this is Revelation 18:7. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, and that's what America's gonna do tomorrow, this July 4th. She's gonna glorify herself. She's gonna have celebrations of these so-called fireworks in the sky, glorifying the pride of America. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow will give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Most High Yahawah who judges her, man. So that's what's coming to America, man. That's gonna be, you're gonna celebrate fireworks. This so-called white man's gonna celebrate fireworks tomorrow on this 4th of July, but the Lord's gonna bring the real fireworks, man. He's gonna bring the real fire down to America in the form of 200 million nuclear missiles, ICBMs, and also in the form of the chariots that are gonna come bring more fire upon this place, man. So that's only fitting that America celebrates its pride with fireworks in the sky, because that's how it's gonna be destroyed. That was just a quick lesson. Most High willing, hope it was edifying. That want to say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Shalom.